Hey folks, I'm Dave MacPhee and welcome to the South Shore of PEI. So we're here in 9 Mile Creek, just south of Charlottetown, where I was born and raised and like to call my home. So behind us is St.Peters Island. Now St.Peters Island for a lot of years was a fully functioning community with a church and a school and quite a few families and a lobster cannery as well. Sometime in the late 1940s, people left to come back to the mainland and it's been pretty much left abandoned. Now, to get to it, there's actually a sandbar that runs across on low tide. You can walk straight over. So today we're going to walk over, see what we can find over there in St.Peters Island. Oh, that sucks.
Look at the rock.
Now I grew up right over there in 9 Mile Creek and I spent my entire life looking at St.Peters Island across the water. But I haven't actually been over there since circa 1992. So I'm pretty stoked to get there about 27 years later and we'll see what we can find. So a couple things to note if you're coming over to St.Peters Island. On low tide you can walk all the way over, but you only have a few hours every day to make sure that you catch the tide. So make sure you plan accordingly so you don't get stuck over there or you're waiting until the next tide. Bring lots of bug spray. I'm told the bugs are pretty ferocious over there, so you got to be prepared for that. Bring water shoes. It's pretty rough walking. There's lots of mussels and rocks and everything there. But most importantly, one thing to note is that half the island is owned by the Island Nature Trust, but the other half is all private land owned by a few different families. So if you're going to go over there, make sure you show respect and leave it in the condition that you left it, and be really careful not to disturb anything because it is private property. Now, the white sand dunes of the North Shore has its charm, but what I love about the South Shore is when the tide's out, you got miles and miles of sandbars where you can skip rocks and hunt for shells and sea glass and everything. It's a kid's playground. It's fantastic. Couldn't think of a better place to grow up. Favorite pastime for a lot of islanders, clam digging when it's low tide. This guy was just sitting on the top of the sand kind of cheating, but we got lunch in there. Alright, so we're now on the south side of the island. It took us about 50 minutes to walk across the sandbar to get here. So we're here looking at Nova Scotia all the way to Point Prim over in PEI, and we're going to go see if we can find the lighthouse that's here. Around that corner, it looks like you can probably climb up there. Alright, so we made it to the south side of the island where we can see the St.Peters Island Lighthouse. This has been in operation since 1881 and there was always a lighthouse keeper, one of the 30 people who lived on the island. And it was in operation with a lighthouse keeper until 1947 and now it's just operated by automatic solar lights, still functioning. made it back to PEI safe and sound. Just make sure if you're going to come out to be careful with the tides. We made it about 2 hours after low tide and it was pretty deep wading on the way back, so plan accordingly. But thanks for watching the show. If you ever get a chance to come to the South Shore, think about St. Peters Island. It's a great spot to visit.